All right, what's good, everyone? So, anybody who wants to join me, and I know there's not gonna be that many niggas who want to join me because a lot of bitch ass niggas. Oh, it's Thanksgiving. I gotta go with my family, and I'm like, shut the fuck up. But anybody who wants to join me, I'm gonna be doing a fast starting tonight. Um, It really doesn't fucking matter the time. Like, just know it's good. It's gonna be the evening. So we got evening, afternoon, morning. So the evening time is what I'm gonna be starting this fast. So that's how I do my fast. So if it's evening, 24 hours to me is the next evening. If it's morning, then it's the next morning. So tomorrow evening, yeah, to this evening, because it's 12 o'clock where I'm at. I'm on Pacific time. So this evening, I'm gonna be starting a fast, and I'm gonna be going throughout Thanksgiving. And as long as I'm starting it today, but I'm gonna be going past Thanksgiving. But I'm gonna be going through Thanksgiving doing this fast. So anybody who wants to join, just let me know in the comments. And I'm about to do this shit. And this is gonna be just the beginning. I'm gonna be documenting a lot of my things that I'm doing, like my qigong more and my fast and everything, just so you guys can see what it is. Because um, a lot of you guys, I don't want to say a lot of you niggas, but most people think this shit is a joke. Like, I was doing qigong one time at the park, and then one dude thought I was like tweaking or some shit. Or it's just weird. Like, it's sad because society is so low, and people they think like when people see you do something good for yourself, they want to like hate because they've been subconsciously programmed, and like their mind cultivated to do that, and they don't know it. Because anything that's going to help you in life, society will either make it shun it or do something to make it illegal. And one thing, a lot of people, they'll automatically look at what you're doing, and then they'll look at it. Well, I'm not even, who gives a fuck what the fuck motherfuckers think? But all I gotta say is, nigga, like, take care of your motherfucking health, and this qigong shit is on point. But like I said, guys, tomorrow, I'm gonna be doing this fast, and anybody who wants to fucking tap in, just hit me up. If anybody wants to tap in, just hit me up. Yeah, but I'm about to really get into this shit, nigga. Like, I don't so like, it's funny because I had people invite me over for Thanksgiving, and I declined it because I don't celebrate that shit. And one thing that I'm seeing a lot is a lot of people on here that they'll sit there and say that they don't fuck with this system, but then they'll go and celebrate Thanksgiving because it's their family, and they're like, "Well, I don't want to make my family invited me," and I'm like, first of all, if you were really if you were really somebody that was respectable, you would be able to create a situation for yourself and your fucking family, whatever, and that situation will be good enough to for you to, when Thanksgiving comes along, be like, fuck Thanksgiving, I don't want to celebrate it. And then they'll still have respect for you because of what you're doing. But yet these people, they don't have no respect for themselves. So when Thanksgiving comes, they want to like impress everyone and get validation from everyone. And it's all based on them not shit themselves. Because if they were shit, they wouldn't even be in a situation where they'll feel bad for not going to Thanksgiving. Like, and it doesn't even have to be that. Just how about you have your own fucking moral and principle, and if you don't fuck with something, you don't fuck with it. Because like, I'm not celebrating Thanksgiving at all. I don't even eat that shit. Like, it's weird how I changed. I remember like 2020 when Thanksgiving came, I was like looking forward for the food, and I wanted to eat and shit, and like the chicken and the greens and all that shit. I was like looking forward to it. But like nowadays, like, that shit disgusts me. The only thing I will say I could fuck with is a chicken. Everything else is disgusting as fuck. Like, I get nauseated just thinking about Thanksgiving food. I seen a fucking ad for DiGiorno pizza, Thanksgiving pizza. I fucking felt nauseated for the next hour just thinking about that shit. Like, that's literally what it is. Because I don't know. I don't like a lot of shit. And one thing I noticed is a lot of people used. Well, I don't want to get too ahead of myself and shit, but I'll go over that shit later. But like I said, guys, like, I can't eat any of that shit, to be honest. Like, I'm at a point right now where My body can't take any of that shit. I can take it, but it's disgusting as fuck. Like it's gross, and I throw it up, and I just can't eat it. Like I can only make my own food. Like somebody was all telling me, "Oh, you want to eat some of my cooking?" Or "Oh, they're giving away free." Like I can't eat anyone's shit. I have to cook it myself, or I could only go to a certain place. So even if I was gonna fucking not do my fast, I couldn't even eat the shit because over the time my body like changes and shit. Like it's weird, but like I said, I'm doing this fast for Thanksgiving, and I'm actually gonna start documenting all my progress or what I'm doing because I do my qigong every day, and I don't go live when I go. Well, that's another thing. When I go live during my qigong, I'm not going to be talking like I'm talking now. I'm gonna be actually just doing my qigong because so you guys can focus on the energy, because if I'm talking you're not focusing on the energy, and then you're listening to me talk, you may be laughing and you're not focused. So like that's one thing that I messed up on. I'll be talking throughout the whole qigong, which I don't need to be doing that. I'm gonna just do the session, and then whatever I have to say is gonna be before and after the session, because I want to actually focus on the session while I'm doing it. And you got to remember that this when you're doing these this qigong session, your energy is gonna raise, so you're gonna be doing more over time. So 30 minutes might not be enough. You may not need to do a little more, because as you're doing this, this is gonna be like your routine and what sustains you. So like you know how like I don't want to say it sustains you, because eventually you'll get to a point where you won't even need to do this to sustain yourself, but as of right now, as we're growing the energy, this is what's like sustaining you on the process and on the path. And as you keep doing this, like a lot of you guys probably think like, oh, I got to do qigong every day, or how do you do this every day, or like, but you're not understanding. Like you eat every fucking day, you watch that bullshit ass series on Netflix every fucking day. So like, that's just your program. There's people who will never watch stupid shit on Netflix, let alone watch anything on that shit. There's people who never eat or every day because they're breatharian, so they don't eat like you. Like there's certain routines you do every day that you think is normal, or certain routines other people think do every day that they think is normal. So it's about getting yourself into that routine, because once you program yourself and you start doing the routine and you start getting benefits from that routine, that becomes your life. If you're doing fucking qigong and the energy is getting you to a point where you don't need to fucking eat, and you're always in a good fucking mood, and you're just relaxed, chill, and everything is just you're sleeping very less, your mind is clear, and everything is just very in the moment and now, then you're going to want to keep doing it, versus somebody who does it and their energy is low and they don't get no effects from it because they don't have the right energy. So that's all really it is. You got to get into the routine of doing this shit. And once you start seeing the results, you're going to want to get into the routine. That's really what it is. Like get your anything that you say you don't like. Let's say working out. You say you're too lazy to work out. Once you work out and you start seeing muscle, you're going to want to keep working out. So that's the thing. You keep doing it till you get into the routine. That's another thing. You do it till you get into the routine. Yeah. And one thing I noticed this year is nobody ain't really celebrating Thanksgiving. Like the energy and the spirit of Christmas and all that shit, you can see that shit is dying down. Like nobody's really, at least from my perspective, like usually like even you know how like they have all the Christmas bullshit ornaments and crap out in the stores? Like they had it out, but it didn't really feel like the holiday. They just felt like they were just trying to like you could just tell that energy is dying and shit. Like nobody's even really going out and buying shit, and it's not like because people don't have money. It's just no one gives a shit because the time that the shift that we're in, everything's like accelerating and everything is not the same as it was before. So, and especially because a lot of shadow work is coming to the surface for the average person. So this is another reason why everyone's more introverted and more depressed and upset, because the shadow work is coming out, and it comes out like in different ways. So that's why people need to wake the fuck up, really. But who really gives a shit? You can't really force anyone to do shit. And it's funny because you see how it's Mercury retrograde. This is the first Mercury retrograde I didn't pay no fucking attention to. Usually when Mercury retrograde comes, I worry. I'll be like, oh, Mercury retrograde, and I'll talk about it, or I'll be focused on it and have my attention on it. And it's funny because usually those Mercury retrogrades, when it starts, some bullshit will happen to me where I'll be like, well, it'll be my problem. Like I'll have an issue or some type of, just be like something that comes up, or like I'm just upset. But this Mercury retrograde, it's funny because I went into this Mercury retrograde because like I could tell the Qigong is really working, and I'm gonna tell you, go into that later. But as I went into this Mercury retro, I could tell the energy's building, and I'm more like in my zone. I'm just in my zone, and it's funny how I forgot Mercury retrograde because everything's just going quick, and I'm just so busy doing a lot of shit. I'm trying to get things going and other things, and Mercury retrograde comes, and I'm like, oh shit, it's Mercury retrograde. And I can kind of feel like it's Mercury retrograde because like certain things is fucking up. Like I was gonna go print my shit out, and the computer was messed up and little things. But one thing it was I wasn't really in my own mind because I've been doing a lot of energy work, and I'm more in a chill space than I was like a few months ago, let alone a year ago. So as I'm in this, it's funny how I'm doing my daily routines, and then as I'm at these places, all these bitch niggas want to act like bitch niggas, people that I see every day. Like, it is not a problem. They want to just start projecting their misery onto you. So I'm realizing, I'm like, okay, yeah, it's Mercury retrograde. Everybody's experiencing their bullshit, and they're trying to project it onto me. And in the beginning, it kind of pissed me off what somebody did to me, and I kind of carried a little negative energy. And then I kind of started like getting, but I remembered, I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna let these pieces of shit bring me the fuck down. So I realized that, and then that's when as I kept doing the key going the next day because the energy keeps building. I'm like, I didn't give a fuck about this shit yesterday. Like I totally forgot about the whole situation, whatever. I kept doing my own thing. I'm in my own mood. Some other bullshit comes along. I knew that time what it was because it happened again. So it didn't even get to me because I knew what the fuck it was because this shit never happened. So I know it's Mercury retrograde, people projecting their bullshit onto me. So I was like, okay, I'm not even gonna deal with this shit. Went, did my thing because everything works in my favor. That's how I program my situation. So even if something doesn't work in my favor, it still works out in my favor. That's how you trick the universe. Because I know everything, and everything works in my favor. And then somebody was saying, and then people are like, oh, bad things happen to everyone. Dumbass. When bad things happen to you, that's a loss for you. When bad things happen to me, it's a loss and a win because I get a loss. But then from that loss, I end up winning because I'm always, I always, I'm always gonna end up on top. You see what I'm saying? It's always gonna lead to something better. So a mistake will actually be better. So, like I said, I forgot where I was going with this shit, but I be rambling off course sometimes. But you guys know what I'm saying, man. Like we really gotta get our shit right. Well, y'all gotta get your shit right. But when you get your shit right internally, motherfuckers will hate. That's one thing I'm realizing. Well, that's one thing I'm realizing, and it's funny because when you don't need as much shit and you're happy with very little and people see that, I feel like some motherfuckers, they don't like that. They could pick up on it because they're miserable. They look at you like, because what it is that motherfuckers like to project their desires, their hatreds, their triggers onto you. That's what people like to do. They like to project their shit onto you. And what these people don't understand is your mind is your mind. You don't know what someone's thinking. So when they see you in a certain situation that they may not want to be in, and you're happy, or you're in a situation that they want to be in and you don't give a fuck about it, that upsets them. That angers them. So they're like, why is this motherfucker? How does he like? Because they think that material things make you happy. So when you have when you because when I was at a state where I didn't have shit and I was angry, motherfuckers will look at you like you ain't shit, and like will try to not allow you to have things, and things just won't flow really. But when you're in a state where you don't give a fuck and you just don't give a shit, then that's when things start really coming and flowing, and then motherfuckers just start hating for no reason because you're happy for no reason and you don't have much and shit. And I don't, because I don't even like to act like I have a lot. I don't want people knowing I have a lot, to be honest, because I just don't even like to put that energy out there because people ain't shit. Like, I don't like other people like to show off and look. I don't give a fuck because I'm like, if I'm gonna dress nice, it's gonna be to impress, and I'm trying to get into some type of, at least as an interview, because you want to impress the person. But I don't give a fuck about these bots and these pieces of shit. Unless there's a bitch I'm trying to get, then okay, I'm gonna go and dress nice and freshen up for that person. But as a whole, I don't give a fuck what motherfuckers think. To be honest, the more success and money I get, this is me personally. The more money success I get, the more I like to make myself look like I don't like let myself go. To be honest, like that, the more I get up, the more I'm in the mindset to like want to make myself look like I'm let go. And at that point, it wouldn't matter because I still get to find this bitch because what I have. And like I'll be like image. You see what I'm saying? Like it wouldn't even fucking matter. Not that I give a fuck about getting, because I fuck the finest bitch and all that shit. I could give a fuck about that shit. I get a bitch to fuck and use like I'm gonna use a box of fucking cereal if I was gonna eat that bitch. And that's what I'll use it for. But I don't give a fuck about relationships and all that other dumbass shit. So when I say that, I just say it as a like that. I don't say it like I give a fuck about it. So he said I programmed my mental the same way. Here's a loss of one son. For real. When you program, that's what I'm saying. We don't. There's no like loss, or because any loss is still energy that you learn from something. Because everybody's got to take a lot. And people say, "Oh, we all go through depression. We all go through this. We're a human being. We all go get depressed." But there's different types of depression. You're depressed because your tire popped in the middle of the road, and then there's depressed because your leg got cut off. Like there's different types of depression. Which one do you want to experience? We all take a loss. We all bad things, negative things happen, but did you grow from that? Did you get something from that? Did you learn something from it? Or didn't you just not learn anything from it? You just took the loss and then was in victim mode complaining like a bitch ass nigga. 'Cause that's all niggas are do nowadays. They just complain like bitch ass niggas. Social media, man, like you guys don't understand. There's gonna be a lot of different mental illnesses in the future from this social media. All this bitch niggery and shit. And then one thing I remember, like it was like a year ago. I used to not like to do my qigong and like you know how I do my qigong. I used to not like to do it in public because it's just hella annoying. It's just like I couldn't focus on it and shit. But I couldn't focus on it and shit because I'd be like just trying to do my qigong and motherfuckers be looking. I'm like, get the fuck out of here, motherfucker! I couldn't focus. But now like I can focus on it like crazy. Like it's just so easy for me to do my qigong, and it's funny as when you don't give a fuck, then motherfuckers they stop worrying about you. Like you guys gotta understand, like human beings are very dumb. You can change how people respond to you just on changing your aura and how you think. A lot of you motherfuckers like attract certain situations because of how you fucking think. And then motherfuckers respond to that. And then you get upset, but they're just responding based on how you're thinking and how you're putting your energy out there. So this is why you have to change your energy. Motherfuckers will adjust to that energy. This is why you're able to see somebody in like a prison every now and then, and they're like very small, and they're able to run the prison. It is because the mind that they have, that's how they're able to run it. It's not because they're just thinking or they're trying to. It's just who they are, who their spirit is. The spirit just like, so once you really have that assurity, then that energy, motherfuckers, even if they hate you, they have to like look at the energy and like look at it a certain way. You see what I'm saying? There's like there's one in person, there's one individual, and he hates a fucking like a drill sergeant, and he hates a fucking nerd. He hates them equally, but he may hate him for different reasons. He hates this motherfucker because he keeps yelling at him, whereas he hates this motherfucker because this nigga doesn't yell enough. So like he's hating him from two different reasons. So and yeah, I don't know where the fuck I was going with that shit as well, but you guys get my point. You guys get my point. Yeah. Yeah, but I'm gonna tone it down a little bit. I'm gonna just stay doing the I'm gonna tone it down on the this on the because there's no point really in getting really loud disrespectful. Like and it's not like I'm not like don't get me wrong, like I still don't fuck with this system and that energy is still here. But but there's no point of just really saying it on the internet. There's really no point and I'm gonna change up my channel from here on out. And if you guys don't like that, cause you like me being loud and rowdy, then just unsubscribe because I'm not gonna do that shit no more. I'm gonna try not to do that. And not try, like I'm not gonna do that. Because it's really not getting like it like most people are dumb as fuck and YouTube ain't shit and even the people who do like most people even like 95% of people watch my videos you're gonna either like not even apply the information or yeah, you're just not gonna apply the information, most people. And so what's the point of like speaking all this shit and getting loud if most people aren't really gonna apply it? They're just gonna watch it for entertainment. It's not you're not really doing nothing because when I look ask myself why am I doing it, it's like I'm not really doing it for any other reason than just doing it. I'm not like I'm trying to wake people up or I'm trying to get a even like my videos like this. I don't really make these videos me talking about qigong and health to wake people the fuck up and how to get health. I do this to wake the people up who can do it themselves because you can only help yourself. Like my video has been out for years and there's people who took the information and there's people who haven't took the information. So for you to say I'm the reason that the people who took the information they took it, that's kind of like wouldn't make sense because there's a bunch of people who watched the videos who didn't take it. So who really did it was you. You took the initiative. So you can't help no one do shit. Because once you realize it's hard for you to change yourself right now. Like a lot of you niggas, if I told a lot of you niggas watching my live or you go and tell your family members to stop eating right now, stop do whatever you like doing, video games, eating, whatever. Stop it right this second and don't do it for a month. A lot of you guys will have a problem. A lot of you guys will start thinking twice and getting depressed. Oh, I don't know if I can do it and give me a week. And a lot of you guys will probably think like that shit. You can't just give it up. So what makes you think you can go and help somebody else and try to change somebody else and tell them what to do? It's a hard for you to do it. So it's like I'm done. That's a dumbass mission to really say, oh, I'm trying to wake and help it. You really can't really wake and help everyone. And in this day and age, everyone just wants to be fucking entertained. Everybody just wants to be entertained in this day and age. So even when you're on social media, everyone's just entertained. And then a lot of this shit is fake with the fake AI. The fake AI, you got the fake ass federal shit. So you can't even really be on here like that no more because it's like hella bullshit. And they've been on it for a minute. It just right now a lot of their shit's being exposed because um you know how things in life just get exposed. Every now and then things get exposed. Whatever you do, somebody's really gonna. So like right, this is what's going on because they've been on the internet doing this shit for a minute, but this time we're in is just being really exposed. Their shit. So a lot of people are seeing it, and the thing is, though, the funny thing is, all the real people with the real information aren't online. So this leaves a situation where everybody who has like 50,000, like anybody you see with like 20,000 views on average on every video, like you see a channel with 20,000 views, 30,000, 15,000. If you see a channel like that and they're talking spirituality, they're bullshit. It's not they're not speak anything they're talking about is the stealing information or it's fake ass information. There's no real shit. Like so you guys got to understand that. Like cuz you can't be talking and have a spiritual channel and be having views on that level and you're not on some bullshit. because they're trying to control that whole thing. And they have to, because this is why, because if you look at the whole spiritual, the whole the average spiritual video, they talk about kundalini, they talk about enlightenment, spirituality, and a oneness, abundance, even fasting and cleansing. But the people who run the system and the average people who are in this world who promote that shit, when you go onto these people like who own these companies like Gaia TV and shit, a lot of these people are no different than the fat ass nigga at the bus stop or the post office. Like, they have a fat ass belly, they're disgusting, they look ugly, they're not healthy, they have triggers, they're like the typical triggered faggot slash lesbian liberal with like pink hair. You know how they have those trigger people they show you on the memes? They're like those type of people, but yet they're pushing enlightenment and kundalini and cleansing and healing, and like, it doesn't make sense. So like, are you in it for the money, or is that really you? Because if it was really you and you were in it for more than just the money, you'll have the results of enlightenment, kundalini, everything that they say. So everything that they're speaking, since they want to say they came up with it and it's their information, everything they're saying, they have to be an embodiment of that. But none of them, they're not embodiment. All they worship is the money. And then it seems like they need money to get all those things. Like, they get money and then they use the money to give you the illusion that they have all those enlightenment things, but they don't have it. It's just the money, and only the dumbass people can't see through it. You see what I'm saying? Because like, and then you got to ask them, why do you even care to even, like, why are you in people's business? Why are you like, why can't you just mind your fucking business? Like, why do you, even if like you have like people like CIA and all these people, like, they think that it's their business to worry about other people. But I don't even think they're that stupid to think that. I think they just want to control people because they know they're evil and they have a sick, evil fetish to control people. I don't think they're doing this to help. They know they're not doing it to help people. They just say that so they can keep doing it. Because they can't be that stupid. Like, you don't need no help from no government or nothing. You don't need, the only reason we're in this situation is because they have a military, and a lot of people are fucking retarded, and they're allowed to do it based on a lot of people are retarded, not because we need them. So I don't get why, like, that shit, it is what it is. Like, I don't get it. But I'm not even gonna fucking like go into why, and because I really don't even give a shit. People gonna do what they got to do, and to be honest, some people probably even do need the government, seeing how dumb most of these niggas are out here. Like, some people, to be honest, I be thinking, like, if motherfuckers weren't working at a 9 to 5, like, you see some of these people like, oh, I gotta go to work, and some of these people, if they weren't even working and they didn't have no job or no way to get money, the society would probably be even worse. Like, probably theft and rape and all that shit galore. I'm not saying that's what it would be, but seeing how dumb a lot of these motherfuckers are, because you gotta be, you have, the people of this system have to be really retarded. Because like, this whole world is a lie if you really think about it. Like, everything they taught you was a lie, all based on the fact that they need to keep you not knowing that they're like controlling you. Like, innovation, that's a lie. Humans haven't innovated shit. Everything, technology, innovation, infrastructure, all that shit is a lie. It's all fucking built to just keep you enslaved, and then they have you thinking that everything is like evolving, and when everything has been stagnated for fucking like over 1,000 years, everything's been stagnated. So it's like, it's just crazy, and it's all based on a lie that they need to keep you not knowing. It's fucking shit is crazy. I'll drop the link if you guys want, anybody wants to join. Give me a minute, guys. But I'm telling you guys, man, this shit is crazy. I tell you guys, like, we gotta um and I know, like, you got like Jack. Shout out to Jackie New. I know she's doing things to come together and stuff, and to do things. And like I said, I'm not dropping any more plans on. I'm not dropping any plans on here on what I'm going to be doing. Uh, like I said, there's things I'm going to be doing in real life though. Like I said, I'm not going to even be, because I'm not, anything I do is going to be in real life with real people, and then I'm going to bring it on here. I'm not just doing shit on here at all. Fuck this internet. I don't, because they can shut this shit down. They're about to be doing another pandemic next summer. Next summer is going to be another pandemic. Saturn is going into Aries. Saturn is going into Aries. May 24th of 2025. Saturn is going into Aries. Next summer, there's going to be doing something as Saturn gets into Aries. Saturn was in Capricorn in 2020 when the pandemic happened. Saturn in Capricorn, it squares the United States sun, which is Cancer. Anytime this something is squaring your sun, that's a learning, it's a problem, it's an issue. It's just a learning, but it's some bullshit that you're gonna experience through learning. It's like somebody whooping your ass, and then you learn, okay, I'm not gonna go and steal that shit from that person because I whooped that nigga's ass because he stole some shit from me. You see what I'm saying? Like, I taught him a lesson, but it was a hard lesson. That's a square. It's a hard lesson. It's some bullshit, and it looks like bullshit when you're going through it, but it teaches you a lesson. That's a square. So US is gonna be going through another square because Saturn's going into Aries, and then they're gonna be doing some type of shit where pretty much whatever they're gonna be doing, you ain't gonna be able to. They might not even make it even worse to speak up and shit because Aries rules the self in Saturn. So anybody that, like, all this people want to go out and do this and all this impulsivity, nigga, all this impatientness, all this shit. People wanted to go out and have a speak their mind. They're gonna probably start shutting that shit down. Like, you want to speak your mind. They're gonna probably start censoring people more, shutting shit down, and making it more restrictive in society. So just be on the lookout for that shit because they're gonna be doing something. I don't know what it is, but it's gonna be around May of next summer because Saturn goes into Aries May 24th. So after that date, and in July, something's another one in July 7th. It's another one. I think it's Uranus is going into Gemini. It's dipping into Gemini, the 7th, the next summer. So next summer is going to be something going down next summer. So just be on the lookout. I don't know what it is, but it's going to be something. They're going to do something next summer because you got to follow the astrology because that's a lot of energy. They're not going to want to waste that energy. Why would you? That's fucking another alignment. So most likely they're going to do something next summer. So just be on the lookout. Remember we got this Trump nigga in office, so the economy is still going to be fucked up. They're going to still make the system fucked up, but they have to do it in a way that's different than when the Democrats did it. When the Democrats did it, they just passed laws and they just blatantly let you know we're fucking it up. But since they got Trump in office and Trump was supposed to save the day, whatever fucks up the system is not going to be from what Trump is doing. It's going to be based on something that happens externally that nobody has control over but like God. And in this case, their God is the bullshit fake ass God. They're going to try to play God. So maybe they'll have like a fucking fake ass little floating bacteria or some shit, or fucking EMP, everything automatically gets shut down, or all of a sudden some coincidental incident happens that, how did this happen? And then they have a narrative on how it happened, and everybody and they retarded, dumbass, ugly, old ass, wrinkly grandmother is believing the story like we had in 2020, and then now everything's shut down. Just like all of a sudden all of a sudden fucking a floating bacteria happened and everything got shut down. Like, you really shut down the whole fucking everything just on somebody just because the news said something. And you have fucking dumbass people believe that shit, get angry. Oh, you better wear your mask, and shut the fuck up. But just be on the lookout. There's gonna be something next summer. Just be on that lookout. Be on the lookout for that shit. Because anytime you're in this, like, one thing you guys gotta realize about life is never, like, a lot of you guys are so used to in thinking that life is always going to be like it is. Like, oh, yesterday I had this apple. Today I'm going to have an apple, or tomorrow I'm going to have, not knowing that one day it might be oranges, or one day you might not have it. They may not have it on stock, but you guys forget life always adapts and changes. So you gotta always don't look at life like it's gonna be the same as it is right now. Look at it like something can happen tomorrow, good or bad, where it changes to trajectory. And don't look at it like it's good or bad. You just gotta learn how to adapt to it. You see what I'm saying? You gotta learn how to adapt. Like somebody asked me one time, they're like, "Hey, what are you gonna do if this happens?" And I'm like, "I'm gonna adapt to it and just go with the flow." Like you can't you I don't want to update this fucking phone. You can't just go and do that. Damn, this shit threw me off. But you guys get what I'm saying. Like you have to adapt with the changes in life. When you take on that mentality, then when things happen, you flow. Because one thing I realized is, every single time in my life, a situation came up and I had to switch up, and whatever I had to switch up, it was uncomfortable. I look at myself now and I look back. That thing that's uncomfortable is not even uncomfortable no more. Like I adapt to it. Like, that's the funny thing. Like when I look now, all the things that were hard, it wasn't. All the way down to fasting, and even that, like when I did fasting and did that, it made me really bring that strength onto other things in life. Because I'm like, if I could go without food and eating, then that other things really ain't even an issue. Really, other things aren't a problem. So it's like it makes you look at, and then when you start thinking a certain way, then things play out where it's not an issue. Because when it's an issue, like anytime, if you want to trick the universe, what you do is you if you don't want something bad to happen, think to your mind, if something bad happens, then you have a solution for it, and just make it. Even if it's a solution that's not going to work, just make it up. And then when you do that, that bad thing won't happen. I noticed that. Like when like for example, I want to let's just say I want to walk across a tightrope and I don't want to fall, and I'm like scared I'm going to fall. I'll be like, if I walk across this tightrope and I fall, I'll just snap my fingers and I'll fall on a bush. Even though that's impossible, they're just using a crazy example, but even though that's impossible, I just think that. And once I think that, oh, I'll just snap my fingers if I fall. I'll walk and I won't fall because I know if I do fall, I have a solution for it. I'm not saying that I would use that, but but use that on any type of scale in your daily life. Just make a solution for something and say, I have a solution for it if it fucks up. And then have confidence in that solution. And then when it messes, and when you do go with the thing, it won't mess up because you know that you have a solution if it messes up. So you're comfortable. You're in that comfortable space where you when you go with the flow and do whatever you got to do, you're in a comfortable mindset where it doesn't mess up because versus you're stressing, oh, if it messes up. You see what I'm saying? So try that trick. I know when I do that, it always works for me. Always have a solution for something if it messes up. So then when it does, if you do something and it messes up, you just go to the solution. You have that in your mind. So when you're doing it, it won't even mess up. Yeah, you got like psych the universe out, trick the universe into little things, and because the universe is in a way a fucking retard when it comes to certain. When you create certain ways to trick it, it comes out because a lot of you guys think the universe. I won't say it's retarded, but a lot of you guys look at it like, oh, it's there to know, but you can trick the universe to having certain to make things happen for you. It's psyching the universe up because it only realizes what you feel, not what you're thinking about. What you're feeling. If you can psych yourself up to feel a certain way, then you can manifest a lot of shit. Like it's funny how everybody always thinks like a lot of you guys are always thinking about depression thoughts. That you guys, a lot of people tell me, how do you heal your depression? How do you heal your anxiety? And nobody likes to be depressed and have anxiety. Why? Because when you think depressed, then you feel negative. But why don't you invert it? Why don't you flip it? Why don't you think positive? Why don't you think of a good situation that hasn't happened yet? Why doesn't nobody ever do that? You see how they don't program people to do that because society doesn't program you to do that. Because if they want to program you to be a defeatist. Because if they program people to be thinking that way, and you were always thinking positive, good things will happen to you eventually. But then when you think positive, it makes you that thinking positive makes people depressed, and thinking depressed makes people depressed. It's like it's it's weird. It's weird. It's weird. I don't know. Like people have been programmed that if they think positive, then that for some reason they're gonna still be depressed, or they don't. It doesn't feel right. But then people will sit there and ponder over what they did wrong, and then they'll love doing it but hate doing it because they're doing it. But then you will never just think of like a situation that's good that you haven't happened yet. You may kind of think like you want to do something, like you crave doing something, but it's never like when you're depressed thinking about a thought. So that's why you gotta invert it and do things like that to trick the universe to because it's about the feeling that you want to feel a certain way. Even down how people treat me, I notice that people treat me different when I feel a certain way. Like when I feel when I used to feel unconfident and like very just low, not just low and unconfident really, people used to treat me a certain way, and I seen it. And I, at one point, I used to think it was me personally, but it wasn't, because as I started changing my mindset and I start having surety of myself, like I know what the fuck who I am and shit, and fuck all you niggas, people will pick up on that, and then you don't even have to say nothing. It's not like, oh, I have to speak. It's they're gonna pick up on that, and then they're gonna move. So this is why like I said earlier, you go into a prison and you'll see people in a dude who's a midget and he's running the prison, or you see like during some case like a female running the gang. It's because it's the mentality. Or you see like some white kid in a group full of niggas, and like they look at him, they look at him like he's one of them. But then you'll see another white kid, they'll punk on this. It's because it's the mindset. It has nothing to do with the look or nothing. Like I remember I seen this one white kid in school once. Nigga look hella, at first glance he look hella nerdy and like a geek or whatever. This nigga was kicking with niggas, talking about slanging. This nigga had a stack of money. And when you look at him from a distance, you think he's just about jokes. Oh, he's a square. He looks like. But when you were talking, it was like he had money. He was talking about making moves and plays. He was kicking with a bunch of niggas and shit. And it was the mentality. Yeah, I seen another person that nigga was a little bigger, had muscle, but his mentality, and people were picking on him and like talking shit to him. And he had like muscle. He was bigger, and it was like it's a mentality. It has nothing to do really with how you look. And don't get me wrong, people will still test your shit, but yeah, everyone gets tested by everyone. Like that's just being a human, or not even being a human, just being a spirit in a body. Because even animals do this shit. I be looking at fucking birds in the morning when I be doing my qigong. I be seeing birds. They be eating and shit. And one bird will be eating, and another bird will come and just start fucking with him. Or there'll be a bird just standing right there, and another bird will just come and just start fucking with him and just start chasing him, and like for no reason. And I'm like, this is just a spirit in a body thing. It's nothing to do with just humans. Like animals do the same fucking shit. Because like I said, wherever you go, the energy goes. Like a lot of you niggas, when you die, if you don't figure, like a lot of you guys have problems you have now. If you go in an animal body, you're gonna have those same problems, but it's just gonna manifest through an animal way. But it's the same energy you're gonna be experiencing. So you're not going. Everything's really the same shit. You're not really doing shit else. It's just different levels of it, scales. But you really like it's all the same shit, really. Yeah, but I forgot what I was talking about though. But yeah, it's all the same shit. Yeah, cause I be doing my qigong and shit. And I be seeing the birds and shit, and they be acting as weird. And even like the blue jays, it's funny because like you can kind of tell, like, cause the way the blue is like the throat chakra. So it's funny every time I see a blue jay, they'll always come. They're the only bird that'll come close to go get, like, there'll be like food there, and they'll come close to me. And then, or like they'll be moving around, like, you know how humans, like other birds, they'll be more quiet, and but the blue jays, they be moving and they be loud. So, and it's funny how they're blue, so I can tell, like, in the bird world, they're like the shit talkers. They're like the fucking birds who probably talk the most shit, who like the funniest. They probably always got something to say. They probably just, I can tell, because they're the more they're like bunctious and fucking like you can tell they're hella obnoxious. They loud. They be coming, because they be coming hella close to me, and then I be seeing them with the other birds. And they're more like, so I be seeing it. It's weird how it's blue. So like it's all that shit. It plays out. But I be seeing that shit though, and it's weird because they be attacking each other and fighting each other, and then human beings will be complaining like, "Oh, these people keep messing with me," and even some people be like, "Oh, human beings don't know how to treat each other," and like motherfucker, like that shit with every animal. That's with every species. We're all animals at the end of the fucking day. That's every fucking animal. Every species really does that shit. People act like human beings are somebody special or somebody or human beings are very like we're intelligent or don't get me wrong, some human beings are intelligent, but some humans are dumb. So it's like you see what I'm saying? And a lot of one thing about human beings take things so seriously is what I'm realizing is a lot of things really aren't that big of that's a reason a lot of you guys suffer in life is because you think things are a big deal. Hold on, give me a minute. A lot of you guys think things are a big deal. Whether it be I want to lose weight, I want to get healthy, I want to become spiritually enlightened and all knowing. You look at that like it's such a big deal. And we got to stop doing that because it really isn't a big deal. And when I say it's not a big deal, I'm not saying we shouldn't do it or it's not important. That's the difference for something to be important and a big deal. When it's important for you to breathe so you don't die. But do you think about breathing every day? No, you something you do and you go on about your life and you handle other things while you're breathing. But you always know you breathe because that's what you need. But you don't focus on it so much. But you're still doing it. You see what I'm saying? So this is why a lot of we speak about, oh, we got to do this, we got to do this, we got everything needs to be something we just doing, and we in that state, and we embody that state, and we just doing it, and it ain't a big deal. Who gives a shit? That's what I'm realizing. Like none of this shit really is a big deal. Like that's the reason why a lot of motherfuckers suffer and go through hard times because they think shit is a big deal when it ain't a big fucking deal. You see what I'm saying? Like they're like, oh, it's a big deal. They'll be like, oh, I gotta do this, I gotta do that. Oh, I just accomplished like even when I see somebody that talk about business, like somebody like some bitch was like, oh, I own 3 successful businesses. They each pulling $2 million a year, and like before that I used to be like, oh wow, 2 million that's a year. Like years ago, I used to be like, that's impressive. $2 million a year, that's a lot of money. I used to be like, like now I'm like, bitch, who gives a shit? Like who gives a fuck? Like okay. And it's not even just because it's money and it's their system. I'm all that's across the whole board. Somebody talk about, oh, some spiritual shit. Oh, my spirit's there. Okay, who gives a shit? At the end of the day, you in a body. You're spirit in a body. At the end of the day, there's trillions and infinite and spirits, nigga. There's so many infinite. Yeah, you're a spirit. It's infinite spirits. Okay, what are you doing with that? Now we got to go with that because whatever we doing is to get us to because somebody said there's no meaning to life. That's what somebody said once. And the way I look at it is like the meaning to life is not to experience hell, to be honest. If you really want to think about it, because everything you're doing is to not experience hell or some type of pain, even if you want to say I'm on this math or I'm on this, even if you want to say the spirit puts you in hell situations, if the spirit put you in that situation, that means if it didn't put you in that situation, that will be its hell. So it has to put you in that hell situation for you to learn something. Because if it didn't learn that, it will be in hell. So everything you're doing is just to not experience hell and spiritual discomfort, even if it means having to experience discomfort to not feel spiritual discomfort. Because physical bliss can be spiritual hell. So that's just the way I see it. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's just the way I see it. Is the whole point of life is just to just not experience pain and hell. Otherwise, why you wake up in the morning and do what you're doing? Why don't we just simply just be and not do shit? Obviously, if you're relaxing your hand like this, and then you do this, that's an expression of not wanting to feel pain. Because once you were in this position for a period of time and you switched and you rubbed your face, if you didn't do that, you will feel discomfort. If somebody kept you in this position for like 10 hours, you'll feel discomfort. So you move your face, then you may move your shirt because your shirt was hanging down. That's all signs of not feeling pain because we're in this fucking body. The body's painful. A lot of you guys think of just pain because, oh, I hurt, I can stab myself. Me just moving my shirt like this because it was slooping down. That's a form of discomfort and pain, and how retarded the spirit must have been, or in a low space the spirit must have been when it created this body. Like little things like that. You see what I'm saying? And then that's all these people who run the so-called Masons and shit, they're stuck in this shit. So they have to just cope with being in this, and they lied to themselves and created their religion on how, like, where they're at is good, because they can't really go any further because they have to reap what they sow and shit. So this is why, like, you see them have all this resources and all this shit, and they can control all this military and technology, but that's just coping with where they're at because they can't go any further. So this is why they're able to do a lot of that shit is because they're in a position where they're really fucked. You see, because in order to be in a position to have control like them, you have to be really, really fucked spiritually, or really, really on a righteous path spiritually. You can't be like in a position where, this is why the people aren't really into power, is because, you see what I'm saying? Because they're like on a situation where they manipulate the energy where they're fucked, so they can only cope with their shit. And then they're just manipulating the energy and coping with it, and that's it. So then that's where they're able to rule it, because where they're at. But then the people, they're like still in a position where karmically they don't even have, they don't have no knowledge of nothing. So they can't even get in a position like that because they don't even have any base dumbass knowledge. Not even saying they don't got shit too, but the people don't even have what they at least have. We coming together and other ways of thinking and shit to like, because if that wasn't the case, then people wouldn't be calling the government the government. So it's like that type of shit. Yeah. But yeah, I'm gonna just start keeping my videos more. I'm gonna tone it down on the disrespect, because I'm real. It's not that, like, because I like my videos like this more. I can get my message across without having to be loud, and because and it's not that, oh, I'm doing it because of what's right, or I'm doing it because there's no point. Like I was speaking earlier. Like, what's the point in really any of this? There's no point in really any of this shit other than to better ourselves. And I don't see how any of that shit's better. Even me making this video, like, I have to even question how this bettering myself in a way. But at the same time, I still like the engagement, and I like to build, because this is my brand, my business, and I'm building this. I'm gonna be doing a lot more with this channel, so I want to keep it active. So it is helping me. So I'm not gonna. But shout out to everybody who does support the channel and shit, because I'm gonna be bringing a lot more Qigong videos. It's just like the yeah, I'm gonna be doing a lot more. It's just been raining a lot outside lately, and I don't know. I don't like doing videos inside, because I like you guys see how I talk. I talk hella loud and bunctious. I don't want motherfuckers to hear me, like, because I made videos and shit, and then motherfuckers, oh, they'll go, what are you talking about, or why did you say this, and then it'll be a whole conversation, and fucking, like, why are you speaking like this, and they don't care. Like my uncle and them, they don't care, but it's just, I don't fucking feel like having to fucking just keep talking and shit. Like, every time I make a fucking video and they do a damn lecture and shit, like, so it's like, it's annoying. Oh damn, you can charge my fucking phone. I'm gonna just go until my phone dies, and then I should be good. Hold on, give me a minute, guys. Yeah, so I'm back, guys. I'm about to just, I might do a Qigong video for you guys today, this morning. I'll probably do one this morning. I'm probably just gonna pre-record the videos and upload them, because I like doing them live. But when I do them live, I always say I'll do it, but I don't do it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna pre-record it, and then I'm gonna upload it. That way I know I can get the video. I can get the video in. Yeah. And tomorrow, if anybody wants to start, I'm gonna be doing a fast tonight. I'm gonna be starting tonight, and after midnight, I'm not eating shit. And I'm gonna do this fast well beyond Thanksgiving. But this is gonna be my Thanksgiving fast, or this is the best time of year to fast is Thanksgiving. I know a lot of you niggas got family, you guys want to eat, which is fine. Nothing wrong with that. But for all you guys who want to go at it, I'm gonna be doing a fast starting tomorrow. Yeah. And I'm gonna be doing a dry fast, so I'm not drinking any water at all. I probably might do a hard dry because a hard dry fast, you don't wash your hands, you don't shower, you don't do anything. That's a hard. You don't need to do a hard dry fast. The only reason, like, I don't want to say you don't need to, because there's different levels of cleansing, and as you reach those higher levels, you're gonna want to cleanse deeper to get even deeper into it. But that's higher levels of it. But I honestly wouldn't even like just not drinking water is good enough. Not showering all that. I don't think that you need to do all that. It's just if you do shower, probably just use don't you gotta have to get like a filter and get fresh water so you're not getting all that other shit in it. But yeah, it's crazy. Can't wait to fucking and then once it's funny because we're going into a new moon on the 30th, and after we come out of that new moon, there's gonna be a week of chaos. So be next week is gonna be kind of chaotic because there's a lot of Mercury. Um, there's a lot of it's Saturn squaring Sun, and then Mercury I think is gonna be conjunct Moon and fucking. It's gonna be a lot of fucking placements with Saturn in it and squaring Sun and Mercury and Saturn and all that shit. So like just be on the lookout for that sign. It's gonna be like Mercury square Saturn, Sun square Saturn, and then yeah, a lot of other shit. So next week it might be a little bit chaotic. So just be cool next week. Be cool next week. I'm gonna just take that whole week. I'm just gonna take it easy. That's one thing I realized. Like, cause one thing, how you deflect the negative alignments. Like, let's just say your sun sign is squaring the sun sign we're in. So let's just say you're like a Pisces, or you're like a Sagittarius, or you're like a fucking Gemini. Like, so your sign is at odds with where we're in. You may say, "Oh, it's a bad time for me. Saturn squaring my sun," and but what you got to do is this is why they have the saying the idle mind is the devil's playground. Anytime a negative alignment comes, you want to be busy doing something that's good for you. So when these alignments come, it's like when these alignments come, it's that energy could be funneled into the right area. Because if you have an idle mind and you're not doing nothing, then that's when negative events happen. That's why all of a sudden you go to the same fucking place every day and then it's this bitch ass nigga there. Or you eat at this place and they fuck up your order or some shit. Or and then they don't want to give you a refund. Or even it can even go down to like just stupid dumb shit where somebody fucking takes your credit card number and uses it or something like just because you're not you have an idle mind, you're not doing something. Because if you're doing something, then when that square plays out, it should play out in a harmonious way. It should play out in a way where it's it, if a mistake happens, it has to do with your purpose. It has to do with you're doing something right. So let's just say your purpose is to like just say get rid of a certain desire. You were getting rid of the desire, and the square process of you getting rid of it was how hard it was. So you feeling the pain of not and the withdrawals and feeling the pain of not having that cigarette, that's the square. So that's a good square. So yeah, it was Saturn Square Sun, but it was because I gave up cigarettes and I was withdrawing. Versus if you were smoking cigarettes when Saturn was square, you were smoking cigarettes, you went to the liquor store to buy some cigarettes, the motherfucker was there giving you a problem, you get in a fight, and then you went home, and then you're thinking about the fight and shit, and then while smoking a cigarette, not thinking like, oh, Saturn Square Sun, it's because the guy fought me. But in reality, nigga, if you weren't smoking cigarettes and you're doing something righteous, you see what I'm fucking saying? And it play you gotta catch it because it could play out in things that have nothing to do with anything. You be thinking about some fight, oh, it's Saturn Square Sun, but it's like how you because you were there. So you gotta be on careful what's going on. So that's how you transmute those squares. So don't look at the squares and these oppositions and oh, this is inconjunct. Look at it as a time you could do something righteous. I'm not saying bullshit ain't gonna happen, but even if bullshit happens, if you're doing something righteous, the severity of it by default is gonna be less than if you were just had an idle mind. Because then when you have an idle mind, you're on that devil's playground. You see what I'm saying? Like you're on so now you have the devil's playground. You playing, the devil. That's the Saw movie. You know the Saw how they keep you in the room and it's like a fucking obstacle course for like torture and shit. That's the devil's playground. Like that's what you're on. You don't know what the fuck's gonna come next, and something could come and fuck you up and sweep you. You don't know what the fuck. It's like you don't want to be on that shit. You know what I'm saying? It's just yeah. You always want to stay vigilant. You always want to stay busy. You always want to stay doing what you want to. You're supposed to be doing. You never want to just be idle minded. That's why a lot of you niggas think about. Oh, I wish I had some. I wish I had millions. I wish I had money. I could just. A lot of you guys, you don't want that type of money. You may think you do, but a lot of that money, if you don't know what to do with that money, because the way this world is, we're not in a world. We're not in your mind. We're in reality. So you have to go based on what reality is, not based on how you think reality is. So a lot of you niggas, oh, I want this, I want that, but if you don't understand it, if you have that, you don't know what comes with that in this reality. You think you do, but you don't know what comes with it. So now you guys say, oh, I want this, and I can just relax and chill. Not really. This is why you see some people that are like successful, and like, why don't they just relax and retire? Because they can't really. Because if they do, their spirit probably doesn't want them to do that. And maybe they don't even want to do that themselves. But if they were to do that, they probably wouldn't even be able to, like, they'll probably have problems and issues in life because they're not utilizing their energy. They just want to be, you see what I'm saying? And the spirit always wants to grow. That's why a lot of people aren't in a position like that because they don't even have the mentality to even be there. Like you'll see somebody like, oh, well, this nigga has this. If I had a quarter of what he had, I would be just doing this. That's why you don't have a quarter of it because you have that mindset. His mindset is I don't give a shit about this. This is nothing. I don't care about it. Whatever. Then that's why he has it because that's the mentality leads you to actions to actually be able to get that versus the other dude's action thoughts leave him for actions for working at fucking a warehouse and being on unemployment when they lay his ass off. So it's like two different thoughts lead to two different actions. But if anybody wants to join, the link is in the description. But yeah, I guess nobody wants to join the link. We got a lot of people in here too. Well, not really. People really am. I know they be fucking with the whole thing because I remember there was because you guys understand. I've been going live since when Live Verse came out, and when I first went live, damn, I don't even know what year it was. I want to say 2016, 2017. I don't even know what year. Whenever the fucking live came out, I remember like I was getting like 30 views, 30, 40 views every time I went live. Every time, and my views, it wasn't even that. I don't know. Maybe because I had a different channel and I was in a different niche. than spirituality. I don't know, but because I had a channel. I don't think like I was just on this. I had this channel. Well, not this channel, but I had a channel all the way since 2013. That shit got deleted. Well, it didn't get deleted. It's still on the database server somewhere. Them bitch ass niggas just aren't allowing me to have it back. And that's another thing I want to talk about the internet. All this AI shit, all this fake ass playing with people's, because they fuck with my emails. These niggas fuck with my emails. They changed my email. My email said one thing and I went back to it and the same email changed it. So the whole internet is a fucking joke. The whole internet is just like a little paintboard and they can add shit and remove it. Because think about it, everything is zeros and ones, everything is a computer. So I'm looking at like, you can't take the internet serious. So let's just say what they're doing with the whole AI shit and making fake videos and making the internet fake, they can't they're making the internet less credible. The internet is becoming less credible because now, like, they remember when they said Kevin Hart made some comments on Twitter like back in 2009 and then they flamed him for it. They can't do that now because now with the whole AI and the internet, everybody being bots, you can't do that because who's to say that that's just a fake ass picture? All the way down to even let's just say somebody went on your phone and they seen a gay picture on your phone. That's not proof in 2024 and onwards that you're gay because they could just fake it and put it on your phone. They can just fake a whole fake YouTube page that looks like yours and and make you upload a video saying you like dick. And oh, see, he uploaded a video on his channel. It's just a channel, right? But they created it. Like they could get that deep. So the internet has no credibility. So I don't know what the fuck they're doing because with this whole fucking AI shit, now even when people make a video, you can't even really hold it against them because there's technology that can fake the video to make it be something. So at this point, I don't believe anything anymore. I don't believe anything. Like if I seen one of you niggas, let's just say I seen Jackie New and beating the fuck out of some white bitch. If I seen Jackie New beating the fuck out of some white bitch and they want to try to say Jackie New needs to get an assault trial, I'm like, I don't believe that video. They AI faked that video. I need more evidence. I need real life evidence. From now on, don't believe nothing you see on the internet unless it's real life evidence. When it comes to this bullshit that they have, don't believe any of it. Because if they're fucking with the internet, manipulating it, changing emails, changing numbers, why should it, when they want to, like, for example, they'll sit there and flame all these celebrities and people for what they said before. But how do we know that's even true? Or are you just making it up? Because the internet can be faked. How do we not? Because you know these people are fucking retarded. They're traumatized. They're evil. They're very angry and they're just very diabolical pieces of shit. So knowing that type of character, why wouldn't you just go and use what power you have to create it to make? You see what I'm saying? That's what they do. So I don't trust the internet. Like, how can we take this shit serious? If it could, everything could be manipulated into it. Anything can be manipulated into it. They literally changed my fucking email. Like the email said one thing, and then now it says something else. And then they re-uploaded my fucking video, and they gave me a strike for the video. Took the video down. First it said I was gonna get banned for 2 weeks in the email, and I'm like, how the fuck am I gonna get banned for 2 weeks? Don't you get banned for 1 week when you get your first strike? I got the yellow card, so it's one strike. It's one strike. So 1 week. It said 2 weeks. I'm like, what the fuck? 2 weeks? I let it go. Tell me why a week later, the 21st of November, these motherfuckers unbanned my channel and re-upload the video. And I go back to the email says 1 week. I would have took the picture if I known this shit would have happened. That's some crazy shit. So I can't take the internet serious no more. Don't take anything you see on the internet serious, because if they're running these games and creating AI, they can create a whole fake IP address, put it in your name, because it's all the computer, and then put a whole bunch of shit on that, and put your YouTube make a fake YouTube profile, put it on that IP, and make it look linked to your thing. They could do all that shit, and then create a whole identity on the internet that's like you, like your footsteps. So if you could do that, I don't take anything on the internet serious no more. They can do all that shit because it's all computer. It's all fake. The internet is not trustworthy at all. It's not credible. It's fake. So now, if somebody any video that they tell you that's from like 2008 that nobody's seen but right now, how do we even know that's just AI? Because first of all, the videos from 2008 look hella shitty because the cameras wasn't good. So the AI videos will be able to implicate that at least right now. They could have AI video make it look photorealistic. But you see what I'm saying? So how can we trust anything now? You can't trust shit. I don't trust anything no more on the internet. I look at it with a grain of salt now, and I'm like, I don't trust it. Even when they show like, oh, the celebrity says something, how do you even know the celebrity said it? They could have just made a fake profile or some shit, and then just put it on the internet and said that. This shit's fucking hilarious. I don't trust this shit. I don't trust this shit at all. Fuck that shit. And people don't even fucking say nothing about it. I'm like, they're sitting here creating AI video and all this other shit, these filters, and it's weird. So what's fuck is credible? And I remember this was like fucking months ago. Um, Probably around March, April, or some shit. It was earlier this year. I was fucking leaving a comment, and I left the comment, and when I clicked enter on the comment, like send, it left it on another video that I had in the background. Like it was another video that I was just listening to, and like I don't know, like I don't know exactly how. All I remember is I left the comment on one video, and it left it on another fucking video. Like it was on another fucking video, and it was on a video of something I didn't want. Like it was weird. Like that's what I'm saying. How deep this shit goes to, and I even think sometimes like when you're typing, like it's just weird. Like how deep this shit goes. This shit you guys don't understand. Like this shit's fucking crazy. I don't trust the internet really. That's why I tell you guys you cannot make this the final destination. The whole shit. That's why I'm glad this shit's getting exposed because even with everyone saying that most of it's bots, when you look on the fucking thing, you can tell most of the shit is fucking bots. Like how many people are talking about, oh, I'm from this, like you know how people like, oh, I'm from Africa. Love from Nigeria. I'm like, no one gives a shit where the fuck you from, bitch ass nigga. Like that's a fucking bot, it seems like. Or like you'll see some people talk about like cryptocurrency. That's another thing. Cause what I think is a lot of these motherfuckers out here, these Fed and people, these agents out here, they're broke as fuck. Some of them, and they're scamming people by like making crypto scams. So you know when you go into like these some of these chats, and it'll be like a cryptocurrency person saying, "Oh, I just made 100,000 crypto," and then they'll have like 50 comments of like, how the fuck you have 50 comments in like 2 minutes of people conversing in paragraphs about about your fucking cryptocurrency and how it's not a scam. So when you see shit like that, that's like a Mason or like some broke ass Jew faggot, and like these CAA agent motherfuckers, like they're some of them, like what they do is they make those fake accounts, and then they'll even have fake ads where they'll have an ad and it'll tell you to send crypto to a certain account, or they'll say invest into this, take a survey. Like they'll have like certain things. It's all agent shit, agent scams, and then you're sending money to like fucking agents. So it's funny how the governments have crimes for people to do it, but they're allowed to do it. But then they do the same crimes, but then people go to jail for it, but then they can do it. And like they're like scamming hella people, and it's funny because like a lot of the ad money people get is from these scammers and shit. And yet the same dumbass people talk, oh, it's bad to scam people and you're scamming people. I'm not saying it's right or it's wrong, whatever. It is what it is. But people say that shit, but then you get your money comes from scammers, dumbass, because you're getting ad revenue, right? And that ad revenue, some of it is scams. Because they market scams on some of these ads. I'm like, how the fuck is this able to go on for months and is literally scamming people? Like, don't the people who get scammed by the ad report the ad, and then shouldn't YouTube take down the ad? Because if the ad's been there for like, because ads cost money, them shits ain't cheap. So if the ad's there for a certain period of time, that means people keep paying for more of the ad because it's working. So if it's working, that means people are getting scammed. And if people are getting scammed, shouldn't they complain to YouTube? There's an ad on your platform, and like this, is what I'm saying, the YouTube shit's corrupt. And I'm gonna have to end this motherfucking thing because my battery's about to go out, or yeah, my batteries are gonna go out, or maybe I'll probably go live again. Well, actually, no, I could probably go live on my other. Actually, no, I'm gonna just end this live stream out. I don't want to go on. I don't want to go on too long. But all right, guys, I'm probably just gonna end this live stream because yeah, I'm at 5%. Yeah, but I'm probably gonna do a Qigong workout for you today, and tomorrow, like I said, I'm gonna be doing my thing. So if any of you guys want to join, I'm gonna be leaving a community post telling you guys when I'm actually starting the fast. So this time I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna leave a community post like starts now, and then boom is on. And then I'm gonna be going live every day during my fast. So every day I'm gonna be going live during my fast. Um, yeah, I'm gonna be going live every day. I keep you guys updated, and I'm gonna I do some qigong with you guys. It just once the weather gets better, I'm gonna be doing, because pretty soon I'm probably gonna be going to a different area. Not in the near future, probably when yeah, it's gonna be a nice area by the beach, everything, and I'm gonna be doing qigong on the beach, everything, and um, I don't want to say too much of other things I'm gonna be doing, but that's one thing I'm not doing. If I do say anything, it'll be through an email through who I'm speaking to, but that's it. And even then, probably not, because I don't trust anybody on this shit really, except for a few people. And yeah, and even Iggy. Well, I don't know. I don't want to speak too much, but yeah, I'm gonna be getting to a different area pretty soon. I'm not gonna be staying here too long. Um, I'm only staying here for one reason, and I'm not gonna say that reason on here. But I'm only staying in. I fucking hate this location, but I like it at the same time because it's very fucking convenient, and it's worked out good for me because in terms of things that I was able to obtain and get and connections, it worked out very good being in this area. So I don't regret it, but I hate it. But I could tell I'm supposed to be here right now, but I need to get myself out of here. So therefore, there's things I gotta do. So therefore, I can get out of here. But when I say get out of here, like I'm not saying like there's anywhere I want to fucking really go, to be honest, because there's really nowhere I want to go. I look at the world the same as everywhere. Like I fucking don't really like traveling like that. At least at this point in my life, I don't. Maybe I will in the future, but I'm not really that tired. It's like I look at traveling as inwardly. I could be in the same location and it looks different. So like the way my location looks right now, it doesn't look the way it looked in January of this year. Like my reality looks different than what it did in January of this year, and it's gonna look even more different. So I travel in my mind. I don't. That's why everything looks different to me than it was before. I'm not even in the same mindset as I was 2 years ago, 3 years ago. That's why you can watch my videos. You can see like how different I look and how I'm looking more younger and more vibrant with the energy, because I'm in a different mindset than I was, and it's gonna even get more. Like you got to see even more because I'm just at the beginning, and it's gonna get more. You'll see. But yeah, I think I'm gonna end this live stream, and yeah, guys. All right then, guys. Peace.